Gal here on this Thursday, October 23rd. Correction, Thursday, October 13th, 2022. And it's time to make my Week 6 NFL picks, both straight up and against the spread. Plus, I'll give you the maps from all the Sunday afternoon games and the announcers from all 14 matchups this week. But first, I think I want to try something new on the channel, and let's take a look at the NFL standings. I figure we're a little bit through the season, so I can start checking the standings every week. I'll do this on Tuesday nights towards the end of the week that was, and update you again on Thursday when I make my picks. And the Tuesday look at the standings will be updated every week after each game. So here's a look at the NFL standings going into week number 6. Starting off with the AFC North division, the Ravens leading the way at 3-2. Then you've got the Browns and Bengals tied at 2-3, and the Steelers at 1-4. The Bills have the lead in the AFC East at 4-1. Both the Jets and Dolphins are 3-2. The tiebreaker would go to New York. And the Patriots are still in last place despite last week's win. They're 2-3. The AFC South has the Tennessee Titans on top at 3-2. Then you've got the Indianapolis Colts at 2-1. The Jacksonville Jaguars sit third with a 2-3 record. And the Houston Texans are in last place at 1-3-1. In AFC West, the Chiefs are leading the way at 4-1, followed by the LA Chargers at 3-2, the Denver Broncos at 2-3, and the Las Vegas Raiders at 1-4. Over in the NFC, Minnesota, the Vikings, they're on top in the North with a 4-1 record, followed by the Green Bay Packers at 3-2. The Chicago Bears, who play in less than 3 hours against the Commanders, they're 2-3 and sitting in third place. And in the basement, the Lions with a 1-4 record. The NFC East is where you'll find the league's only unbeaten team, and that's the Philadelphia Eagles at 5-0. Both the Dallas Cowboys and New York Giants are 4-1. The divisional tiebreaker at this point would go to Dallas. And the Washington Commanders, who also play later tonight, they're 1-4. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers lead the NFC South entering Week 6 with a 3-2 record. You've got the Saints and Falcons both at 2-3. Division tie would go to New Orleans. And the Carolina Panthers bringing up the rear at 1-4. And finally, the NFC West. You've got the San Francisco 49ers at 3-2, while the LA Rams, Arizona Cardinals, and Seattle Seahawks all sit at 2-3. As of right now, LA would have the divisional tiebreaker over Arizona. All right, that leads us into week number 6. And some notes here. The Commanders-Bears game, which of course is being streamed on Amazon Prime Video, will be locally aired on Fox-owned and operated stations WTTG in Washington and on WFLD in Chicago. Then the Monday night game pitting the Denver Broncos and LA Chargers will be blacked out on ESPN in the Denver and Los Angeles markets. So the game will be televised over the air on KMGH TV in Denver and KABC TV. And a quick reminder, the play-by-play announcers for 3 of the 6 scheduled Sunday afternoon games on Fox, those games in question being the Buccaneers and Steelers, the 49ers and Falcons, and the Cardinals and Seahawks are all dependent on the two National League Division Series are taking place and being called by Adam Amin and Joe Davis. And I'll read you through all of that during this video. So, that being said, let's jump right in to my week 6 picks. Starting off with Thursday Night Football, which is kicking off in less than 3 hours. The 1-4 Washington Commanders at the 2-3 Chicago Bears. That's tonight at 8:15 p.m. Eastern, 5:15 Pacific on Amazon Prime Video. Called, as always, by Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit. The current point spread is a pick'em, and this is as of 11 a.m. Pacific time when I wrote all this information down. And the over-under is set at 38 points. I have Washington winning this game 20-13, the game finishing under, and I'm taking the Commanders to cover. As again, this game is a pick'em. It could go either way. Now to the Sunday afternoon games. And all the info in this video is courtesy of both the Sports Alerts app. That's how I got my NFL standings, and the point spreads and over-unders. And 506sports.com. That's where I got the broadcast maps for the Sunday afternoon games and the announcers for each game. All right, starting the Sunday slate off with the 3-2 Baltimore Ravens at the 4-1 New York Giants. Sunday, 1 Eastern on CBS. This game is listed on the CBS early map on 506sports.com in the red. So much of the country will be getting this game. Main CBS stations are WJZ Channel 13 in Baltimore and WCBS TV Channel 2 in New York. Both CBS owned and operated stations. The entire Western United States will be getting this game, as well as the Plains and most of the Great Lakes region, with the exception of Central Illinois, Central Indiana, much of Ohio, Northwest Pennsylvania, and the Buffalo television market in Western upstate New York. This game is also being seen in the majority Eastern Seaboard outside of New England, and as well, this game will be seen in southern and western Florida, I should say. So that includes markets like Tampa and Miami. This game is also being aired on the CBS stations in Alaska and Hawaii. The announcers are Ian Eagle and Charles Davis. Current point spread, as I said, is, or I didn't say it yet. Current point spread is Baltimore -5.5, and the over-under is 45. I'm picking the Ravens to win this game 27-19. I have this game finishing just over the 45. And I pick Baltimore ATS -5.5. Right, then you got a pair of 2 and 3 teams battling down at the Caesars Superdome, as the 2 and 3 Cincinnati Bengals, the defending AFC champions, battle the New Orleans Saints, also at 2 and 3. And this is the homecoming. Trey Hendrickson, the one-time Saint, is making his return in this game. Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern on CBS. And Trey Hendrickson not only making a homecoming to New Orleans, as are Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, who were college teammates at LSU just up the road in Baton Rouge. All right, this game is listed in the green contour on 6sports.com's CBS early map. Main CBS stations are WKRC Channel 12 Cincinnati and WWL Channel 4 New Orleans. All right, coverage area for this game is Southwest Ohio, East Central Kentucky. That includes the city of Lexington, a huge portion of the southern United States, including most of Georgia, portions of eastern Texas and southern Arkansas, and all of the states of Louisiana and Alabama, as well as southwestern Tennessee, which includes the Memphis market. The announcers for this game are Greg Gumbel and Adam Archuleta. Current point spread is Cincinnati -1, and the over-under is 43. I've got the Bengals winning this game straight up 26-21, and I have them covering the 1 point. Next up, you've got the 4-1 and NFC North leading Minnesota Vikings traveling down to South Beach to face the depleted 3-2 Miami Dolphins. And I say depleted because of the quarterback situation down there. Tua Tagovailoa is in concussion protocol, as is Teddy Bridgewater. Don't expect neither one of those QBs to play. So it looks like they're going back to Skylar Thompson again. Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern on Fox. This game is listed on the Fox single map on 506sports.com in the orange. Main stations are Fox owned and operated, the KMSP Channel 9 and 11 in Miami, Fort Lauderdale. And the area for this game is not all that large. It covers all of South Florida, all of both North and South Dakota, a majority of Minnesota, northwestern Wisconsin, portions of it in the Minneapolis-St. Paul TV market, plus some northern sections of Nebraska, northern and eastern portions of Wyoming, eastern Montana, and a small piece of both Iowa and Missouri. Announcers for this game are Kenny Albert and Jonathan Vilma. Current point spread is Minnesota -3.5, and the over-under is set at 45.5. But I think this is going to be this may very well be a runaway because the Vikings are playing Miami's third-string quarterback. That said, I'm taking the Vikings 31-14. I have this game finishing just under the 45.5 points. And I've got Minnesota covering the 3.5 as the visiting favorites. And I went out of turn because this next game should have been the game I've done, and that's the Jacksonville Jaguars at 2-3, visiting the 2-1 Indianapolis Colts. Now, these two teams met back in week 2, and the Jaguars continued their home dominance of the Colts, shutting them out 24-0, and in the process, winning their 8th straight game on the turf against Indianapolis. Jacksonville is going for the sweep in the series, while Indianapolis is trying to salvage one at home. Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern on CBS. On the CBS early map on 506sports.com, this game is listed in yellow. The main CBS stations are WJAX Channel 47 in Jacksonville, and simulcast stations WTTV Channel 4 Bloomington, Indianapolis, and WTTK Channel 29 Kokomo. And not a big coverage area for this game. Primarily, this game will air to Central Indiana and Central Illinois, Northern and Central Florida, and this includes Orlando, and Southern Georgia, which portions of it is within the Jacksonville TV market. The announcers for this game are Andrew Catalan and James Lofton. Current point spread is Indy -2. Over under is 42. Given the fact that the Jaguars and Colts play very close games, I think Jacksonville will go into Indianapolis and win. So I got Jacksonville with the sweep, 24-20. This game finishing over the 42 points. And I'm picking the underdog Jaguars to cover. Next up, the New England Patriots at 2-3, visiting the Cleveland Browns at 2-3. And Brandon Zappi will go for the Patriots, I think, in this one for New England. Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern on CBS. On the CBS early map on 506sports.com, this game is listed in blue. All right. And a very limited coverage area for this game. More on that in a second. The main CBS stations for this game are CBS owned and operated WBZ Channel 4 in Boston and CBS affiliate WOIO Channel 19 in Cleveland. Back to the coverage area, it covers pretty much all of New England, the entirety of the state of Ohio with the exception of Toledo, northwestern Pennsylvania, and Buffalo will also be getting this game. That's Buffalo, New York. The announcers are Kevin Harlan and Trent Green. Okay. Current point spread is Cleveland -2.5, and the over-under is at 43. But I'm picking the Patriots in an upset, 27-24. I have this game going over the 43 points. And I have the Patriots as the visiting underdogs covering the 2.5 point spread. The next game up is the 3-2 New York Football Jets at the 3-2 Green Bay Packers. Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern on Fox. All right, on the Fox, on the Fox single map at 506sports.com, this game is listed in blue. The main Fox stations are Fox owned and operated WNYW Channel 5 in New York and fellow Fox owned and operated WITI Channel 6 in Milwaukee, as well as affiliate WLUK Channel 11 in Green Bay. All right. Coverage area is pretty big, covering Eastern Nevada, including the Las Vegas area, the Four Corners region, with the exception of Arizona. This game will also be seen in the southern and central plains, including the entire state of Texas, much of the Great Lakes region, except for central Indiana and most of Ohio. This game will also be seen in a majority of the eastern seaboard outside of New England. The announcers for this game are Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olson. Current point spreads Green Bay -7, over under is 45. I have the Packers winning straight up 28-23, but I have New York covering the 7 points as the road underdog, and I have this game finishing over the 45 points as well. Next up is the San Francisco 49ers 3-2 at the Atlanta Falcons 2-3. Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern on Fox. On the Fox single app on 506sports.com, this game is listed in yellow. Main Fox stations are fellow Fox owned and operated stations: KTVU Channel 2 in San Francisco and WAGA Channel 5 in Atlanta. And this is a limited coverage area, as this game will be seen throughout Northern California, not just in the Bay Area, but in Sacramento as well. Plus Western Nevada, that includes the Reno Carson City TV market, Southwestern Oregon, and in most of Georgia and Alabama. Now, the announcers for this game, at least the play-by-play announcers for this game, will vary based on the NLDS, which Fox is also carrying. They listed Adam Amin, or if he's calling the baseball game, Chris Myers would take his spot, and he would be joined in the booth by Mark Schlereth. The current point spread is San Francisco minus 6.5, and the over-under is 44.5. I have the Niners winning this game 31-20 and covering the 6.5 points. Plus, I have this game going over the 44.5 points. The final early game on the Sunday schedule is the 3-2 Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the 1-4 Pittsburgh Steelers. Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Okay, the main Fox stations for this game are Fox owned and operated WPT Channel 13 Tampa St. Petersburg and affiliate station WPGH Channel 53 in Pittsburgh. Limited coverage area for this game as well. This game will cover most of Florida, with the exceptions of Miami, West Palm Beach, and Jacksonville. This game is also being seen in most of Pennsylvania outside of Philadelphia, plus across West Virginia, Central Ohio, and Northern New England. The play-by-play announcer is listed as Joe Davis, but if he's calling baseball, Brandon Gaudin would stand in his place, and he'll be joined in the booth by Daryl Johnston. Current point spread is Tampa Bay minus 9, over-under is 44. I have the Bucs winning 27-16, this game finishing just under the 44, and I have Tampa Bay covering the 9 points. So I don't expect the Steelers to put up much of a fight this week. Now to the late portion of the Sunday schedule, starting off with the 2-3 Arizona Cardinals at the 2-3 Seattle Seahawks. Loser of this game will be in the basement of the NFC West, potentially by themselves. Sunday at 4:05 Eastern on Fox. And this game is listed in light blue on the Fox single map at 506sports.com. The main Fox stations for this game are Fox owned and operated KSAZ Channel 10 here in Phoenix and KCPQ Channel 13 in Seattle, which is also a Fox owned and operated station. And this is a limited coverage area as well. This game covers the entire state of Arizona except the northeastern corner, extreme northeastern corner, a small sliver of Southern California, which is a part of the Phoenix television market, so that may include areas like El Centro. This game will also be seen throughout the Pacific Northwest and includes all of Washington State, a vast majority of Oregon, and all of Idaho. And the western 2/3 of Montana will also get this game. The announcers listed are Chris Myers or Noah Eagle, and one of them will be joined in the booth by Robert Smith. Point spread is Arizona minus 2.5, and the over-under is 50.5. I have the Cardinals winning this one 31-28 out of respect of Seattle's offense. I have this game going over the 50.5 points, and I have the Cardinals covering the 2.5 points. Now to the 1-4 Carolina Panthers and the 2-3 Los Angeles Rams, the defending Super Bowl champions, who are in a funk right now, especially offensively. This is also on Sunday at 4:05 Eastern on Fox. This game is listed in the green on the Fox map on 506sports.com. Coverage area includes Southern California, the Carolinas, also the local Fox stations in Boston, Cleveland, Indianapolis, and Jacksonville. Main Fox stations for this game are WJZY Channel 46 in Charlotte and Fox owned and operated KTTV Channel 11 in Los Angeles. Announcers are Kevin Kugler and Mark Sanchez. Current point spread is LA minus 9.5, which I think is kind of disrespectful given the fact that their offense has been terrible. And the over-under is 42 points. I have the Rams winning this game 23-17. I have the game going under the total, but I have Carolina covering the 9.5 points. And then you got perhaps the game of the week, if not the game of the season to this point in 2022 in the National Football League. And that's a rematch of last year's epic AFC divisional playoff game, pitting the 4-1 Buffalo Bills, returning to the scene of the crime, aka Arrowhead Stadium, face the 4-1 Kansas City Chiefs. Sunday at 4:25 Eastern on CBS. This game is also listed in the red on the CBS late map on 506sports.com, but here's the catch. The entire United States will be getting this game. So it will be broadcast on CBS nationwide, no matter where you are. The announcers are Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. Current point spread is Buffalo minus 3, over under is 54. This is going to be a shootout just like last year. Buffalo, I think, is the better team, although their defense is still injured. They're still getting the job done. I got the Bills winning this game 38-31. This game going well over the 54 points. And I'm picking the Bills to cover. All right. Now to Sunday night football. And first place in the NFC East at stake as the 4-1 Cooper Rush-led Dallas Cowboys traveled to Lincoln Financial Field, a.k.a. The Link, to face Jalen Hurts and the 5-0 Philadelphia Eagles. Sunday night at 8:20 Eastern on NBC. The main NBC stations for this game are KXAS Channel 5 Dallas-Fort Worth and WC Channel 10 in Philadelphia, both NBC-owned and operated stations. The announcers are Mike Tirico and Chris Collins. Current point spread is Philadelphia minus 6.5, and the over-under is 42. I got the Eagles winning this one tight, 24-21. I have the game finishing just over the 42 points, but I have Dallas as the road underdogs covering the 6.5 points. And finally, we've come to Monday Night Football, and for the second week in a row, an AFC West matchup. Russell Wilson and the struggling Denver Broncos take their 2-3 record into Inglewood to face Justin Herbert and the 3-2 LA Chargers. Monday night at 8:15 Eastern on ESPN. Unless you're watching in Denver or Los Angeles, the game will be televised on the local ABC station in both markets. And the announcers are, of course, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. Current point spread is LA minus 5, over under is 45.5. Given the fact that the Broncos offense is terrible and I just don't right now. I'm taking the Chargers to win this game 31-17. This game to finish over the 45.5, and the Chargers to cover the 5 points. All right, so this is the first wave of bye weeks given out in 2022. In the bye week, here in week number 6, are the 1-4 Detroit Lions, the 1-3-1 Houston Texans, the 1-4 Las Vegas Raiders, and the 3-2 Tennessee Titans. And with that, you are all set for week number 6 in the National Football League. We'll be back Monday with a look at the college football rankings. And then we got the week that was coming up on Tuesday, where I've run through all the statistical numbers from each game, plus my week 7 power rankings and an updated look at the NFL standings. That's coming up on Tuesday. Then we'll jump into the week 8 college football schedule and the announcers for each game. That's on Wednesday, and we'll be back in this spot next week when I make my picks for week 7 in the NFL. So join me next week for all of that. In the meantime, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell whenever I go live. Big Al signing off. Thanks for watching and enjoy the pigskin. Peace out.